I want to talk about the time it takes for something to manifest. Um, I was thinking about this earlier and it just kind of had, I don't know, there's a little bit of a realization. So I just wanted to share that really quickly. Um, and I was thinking about like how it takes time to manifest something, right? Uh, I guess all manifestation starts with like your ideas and your thoughts and your imagination, right? You are sitting there and you're thinking about something, or maybe you're observing somebody else or something else, and you're like, oh, I want that, or, I could do that, or whatever, right? But it starts at this mental level, and the mental level is at the fourth dimension. And, that is faster than the third dimension, the physical realm, right? Like you can flip through thoughts and ideas and whatnot very, very quickly. And like from my understanding, when you are imagining something, so like if I am imagining myself as this thing, and I'm imagining all these possibilities of what I could be or do or what my life could look like. My understanding of that is that when we do that, we are tapping into different realities. So, like, all of those realities exist. Like, if you can imagine it, it exists in another reality somewhere. And so, at this fourth dimensional level, the mental level, you're like flipping around through all of these different realities. Yeah, right. And you're just kind of exploring, and you can do this very quickly. And, that is so much faster than, again, physical reality, right? The higher the it's like things need less time to manifest. And when we come down and into this density, um, things are much slower. And so things take time to get from this fourth dimensional mental level, the idea, the imagination or imagined dream, right? And it takes time for that to come down and manifest into our reality. And you kind of have to, so you have to allow time for physical reality to catch up once you have, you know, imagined what you want to imagine, right? And because it again, it's just it's slower. So you have to imagine it, kind of set yourself on that, set your sights on that, and then just kind of let it go. But also, there is action to be put into that. But if you say you imagine your desired reality and you're like, okay, this is the thing that I want, um, at the mental level, you've decided, well, you have to give that time to catch up, but then you also have to take some physical actions in order for that to happen, right? Like, action is kind of the language of physical reality. Um, and this is something that like I talk about and do and work with a lot in terms of like the Akashic records and like I read energy in the Akashic records and action, and like everything is through action. So like um I, for instance, like if say I were reading the records for a mother who, loved her child, but maybe she like hated taking like having to be involved with like, I don't know, soccer or something. Um and just because there was it like, it was in a weird part of the day, and then she had to drive all this way, and then she had to interact with other parents who just completely were not, in resonance with her, and it was just kind of this experience that, like, it's just like, I didn't enjoy it, um, and especially if it was kind of going against, like, who she was at the soul level, then I could see that, maybe she felt bad about it. She did it because she, loves her child, but maybe she, but she doesn't like doing it, but then she feels shame about it because, um, you know, if you're a good mother, then you would do those things and you shouldn't feel bad about it or whatever, right? Um, like that's the kind of stuff that I could see, right? So, and I do this for all sorts of different things for different life areas and different people or different roles or, you know, teams, groups, communities, memberships, whatever. I can look at businesses or even like projects or like literally pretty much anything. I can go in and look at the energy behind that. And so I forget what my point was. But, I got distracted by the whatever is out there. I don't know if it's a leaf blower. I don't know. Hold on. Wait, I am sorry about that. Landscapers started making a bunch of noise. I don't know if you heard that, but it threw me off. They're still doing stuff out there, so if you can hear it, I'm sorry. Um, I don't remember why I started talking about energy. There was a point to it. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come back. I'm gonna keep moving on. Um, but basically, like, yeah, so if you have, if you imagine something, if you put it out there, then you have to give time for physical reality to catch up. And if you can allow yourself to stay solid in what you believe is coming or what you want to come, then that will come. And I just remembered it was about the action. So yeah, I look a lot at that. That's why I was talking about the energy. It was actions. So actions are so important. That's one of the main things that I look at when I'm reading energy. It's the energy is and your vibration in general is based off of your actions, right? Because that's the language of physical reality. So it's like, well, what are you doing? Um, what are you doing every day? It's not like those necessarily all the big one-time things. It's those like little daily actions, and that's what really, really is important and creates everything. And the same thing goes with manifestation. Like you have to take some sort of action, right? You can't just, uh, you know, try to manifest, um, whether it's money or a relationship or a career or whatever, and not do anything and expect it to just plop in your lap. Like you it's a partnership, it's a co-creation between you and the universe. Like you have to help it out, right? Like you have to do something. Um like if you want a specific sort of something, like say you want money, right? That's something most people would like some more of and or try to manifest. Like if you want some money, you can't just kind of sit around at home and do nothing and expect it's just gonna fall into your lap. And maybe there might be some reason for you to come into some money from something that you did do in the past. like that can happen, but there has to be an opening, right? If there's no doors available for that to come through, like, how's it going to come to you, right? So you have to help open the doors or pave a path or give the universe a hand in this. It is a co-creation. So you have to take actions. But if you do that, if you go, well, this is what I want, and you're going to start trying to take actions toward uh, helping that thing come into your life, and you kind of stay steady in that and steady in your belief, in your vision, in your actions, um, you know, uh, then that is what's really, really important. And again, it takes time for physical reality to catch up. So I know sometimes like you can be doing that, right? And sometimes it can feel like really discouraging, or you might go, oh, well, it's not working, or blah, blah, blah. Or you might just kind of waver. Uh, and that can slow it down, right? And that's very, very natural, right? Just, I mean, it's humans. It's natural and normal to do that, but that does slow it down. Um, Sometimes it's your beliefs or your perspective, um, that is causing that. And so when you can kind of pinpoint what, like why that is, why you're wavering, why you're not trusting, why you feel like it's not this or that or whatever, and you can just kind of like stay solid in your vision, and you're like, I know it's coming regardless of you know if I'm not seeing it. You're like, okay, I want this thing, I'm going to take all the actions, I'm doing, everything is staying the same, but I am maintaining what I'm doing, I'm maintaining my goal, and I trust that it's going to come. um, and staying steady in that, I think that's one of the hardest things. I think that a lot of people will get to that point and then fall apart, right? It's like it's taking too long, or this isn't working, or you start to wonder, or like maybe I should change it, or maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. And you're bouncing all over the place. Um, and so, I think uh, that wavering and that uncertainty, I mean, drags it out, like that drags out the process a little bit longer. And so I was thinking, like, I was imagining it as a ripple. Um, like when you imagine what you want, it's like you are creating this ripple that goes from the fourth dimension down, rippling, down into the third dimension. And it takes time for that ripple to reach it, right? Um, And if you just let it be, that ripple will eventually make it. But if you are wavering, if you're all over the place, if you're inconsistent, it's like, how like when you create a ripple in the water and it's going, going, going. And if you go and I mean, you can go and you can disrupt it, right? Whether you are creating a ripple that maybe overtakes it or just completely disrupts it. I mean, you can certainly mess up that first ripple, right? And I think that when we are wavering or changing our minds or bouncing all over the place, it's like we're sending out a new ripple. And it's like we're overriding and overtaking that first ripple. We're disrupting it. That little wave, that energy wave that is trying to make its way down. Um, but it's like we get impatient or uncertain. Um, you know, Maybe we are having a hard time trusting or believing, or maybe there's outside influence of people saying, "Oh, well, that's not going to work. Oh, that's dumb," or "Oh, blah blah blah," right? And we're letting it get into our heads and affect, um, our staying power. Um, I mean, there's all sorts of different reasons, right? Um, but I think that whenever we do that, it kind of disrupts that ripple, right? And it makes it take a little bit longer. And let's see. And so, if you're constantly changing your mind, if you're constantly changing your intention, um, or if you're everywhere like that, it's going to be really hard for that ripple to get all the way here to physical reality and show up and manifest in your life. And especially, if you are changing, say, your intentions or whatever, where you're changing your actions. Again, actions, like I cannot tell you how important actions are. I mean, they really are vital to creating everything, right? Um, and if your intention is changing, your actions are probably changing. If you're inconsistent with your actions, um, or even like just that wavering and like certainty, that could change your actions. And so again, you're disrupting that ripple, and that ripple may not make it or may take longer. Um, but um, yeah, but it's important to let the ripple be. That's why talked about like, put it out there, let it go, right? Um, if you are overthinking it, I think that's where you kind of like add those extra ripples, right? And kind of disrupt that wave from being able to get to you. All right. I just wanted to share that because it's something that popped into my head and I was like, oh, I hadn't considered that like as a ripple. And I kind of liked that that thought or that analogy or what have you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Apologies if it got a little bit rambly. Apologies for the landscapers if you heard them, and just for the general disruption. And yeah, if you like this video, if you thought it was helpful, go ahead and like it, please. That helps YouTube know that they should share it some more with other people. If you would like to hear more, subscribe and leave a comment if you've experienced this, whether it is, things taking longer to manifest, if you're like all over the place or just not working, or like maybe there was a time where you were super focused on something and something showed up really really quickly in your life. And there are more layers to the process of manifestation, but that is one of them. So Paulo, thank you very much. Take care. Love you. Bye.